Hello, another rant video. I'm a little sick at the moment, so if I sound nasally, that's why. During the semester, which was a couple months ago, I was thinking about some mistakes that I made, and I wrote a bunch of thoughts about accountability, and I never got around to sharing those. Um, Someone contacted me recently about speedrunning again, and now I feel like getting back into making videos and content and all that. Um, During this time in the semester, I had felt that there were things that weren't going the way I wanted them to. Um, I was trying to focus on continuing strong, but then I realized that it was actually like making me feel stuck and frozen. And I hadn't articulated properly, at least to myself, why that was happening or what the problem was, and then I was just getting confused. I later realized, like now, that I was procrastinating, but in like a not in a lazy sense, in like a motivational way. But that's not really why I'm talking about this at the moment. After figuring that out, I had to come to terms with the fact that I was kind of like fucking up. Now, like my grades are fine, but I was late and I late on like assessments and like sometimes I would miss things and that kind of thing, and I don't like when that happens. And my drive and action were like my ability to do certain things were lacking in it. That was a huge weight. And in this like kind of stuck thought process, I wrote like a whole bunch of shit on a page, and I've noted down a few things, and they helped me, and I hope that maybe whoever's here, it'll help you. One of my key takeaways was that blaming other people achieves nothing for your own self accountability and self improvement. Now, I'm talking about mentally. Like, physically, I have no like say on that because it was there's no person who was physically interrupting anything for me. It was just like mental things. But I find that accountability can be one of those things that isn't really about blame, but about like taking responsibility for yourself, not for anyone else, like for yourself. Something I notice is that, and I'm not talking about anyone specific if you're listening, but I find that accountability is rare, and I wanted to know why that was because it feels really positive when it does happen. So I did some reading and found that a possible reason that people a possible reason that people don't have accountability is because they, whether or not it's intentional, separate themselves from the impact of what they did wrong. I'll link below what reading I'm talking about. To me that explains a lot because when I'm like frustrated in other people's lack of accountability, it might not even be on purpose, but it's like a form of escapism of their own like mistakes, and kind of focuses on like people being flawed because people are flawed. And it had me thinking about this concept I learned in philosophy called epistemic responsibility, and I'm gonna like make a very very like simple version of what it means, but it's about being honest, seeking evidence for like ideas and being open to new ideas. So it's like open-mindedness and critical thinking, and I kind of view that as a really important virtue. I bring this up because accountability links to this kind of virtue very well, as we are accountable for how we get information and also what we say and do. And it's, in my context, it's about that virtue is important for when I make mistakes and then correct them. at the time I wrote this, not anymore, I felt a little stuck with the consequences of what I was doing. Because I think, me personally, I don't know if other people feel this way, but closure is not something I can get by simply just thinking it. I need to feel through that process as well. But at least to myself, I feel a little sense of comfort from admitting that I have done wrong, and then noticing that there is effort being put to prevent it again. And taking the time to notice when those things, when like that effort is put in, I think is also really important. Because sometimes I miss it, and I'm like, I kind of did a lot of good things there, but I didn't like let myself notice. Yeah, at the time when I wrote this stuff out, though, I definitely felt like not a closure, but a weight lifted, and that's why I write these pages. Even if it's like a hypothetical video I'll never make, writing pages of my thoughts just helps me get them out of my brain so they're not like juggled and jumbled. Because if I'm being honest, if I don't write things down, it will literally be like I will think one thing and then one thought about something completely different will interrupt that. Maybe that's ADHD, I have no idea. Anyway, that is that. I will link some of the videos that sorry, not videos, the readings that I was just referring to in the description. And I have some speedrun videos coming at the moment. And I'm pretty excited about that because it's pretty stupid, but I like it. I've been pretty busy with work, which is why I haven't been uploading videos, but yeah. I hope you have a good one, and I want to know if you guys like this style of video as well, because I have a lot of thoughts, and maybe you have thoughts too, and you want to ask me about a certain thing or topic, and I'll like rant about it. Otherwise, yeah, what have I been up to? Oh, I watched Superman on the weekend, and I've been playing Death Stranding, both pretty decent experiences. Anyway, yeah, hope you guys are well.